we've got another recap video for Love is Blind, the second part of season 4. Let's get straight into it. But first, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sydney Rosant. I podcast, I make videos about social commentary, and from time to time, I recap TV shows that I really enjoy watching. So, here we are. Okay, so we're going to start with Zach and Bliss. Bliss was subbed in for Irina, because she was acting a fool. And I really respect Zach for recognizing his mistake while he actually had the time to fix it, right? Because I think that a lot of other people would have tried to get Irina to like them. You know what I'm saying? They would have gotten stuck in that trap of chasing someone who doesn't want them. And I think instead of doing that, Zach very quickly picked up on the fact that Irina didn't like him. I think he picked up on it the minute that Irina actually saw him, recognized her change in behavior, and was like, this ain't what I want. I want Bliss, right? But I think, and on the first date, on their date, you could tell that Bliss was like happy to see him, but also very conflicted, right? Because there is that reality that Zach didn't pick her, that like he got to know both Irina and Bliss in the same sort of situation. They couldn't see each other, and he picked Irina, and he said that he trusted Irina more than he trusted Bliss. Now, obviously, his trust in Irina was broken, but the challenge is going to be making Bliss feel chosen in spite of the reality that she wasn't. And so I don't know how Zach is going to do that. I don't know. This was a huge plot twist for me when he actually got down on one knee. I was like, wow, and then inserted her into the experiment. Like, that was very bold. And he talked about how before he usually is very he's the type of person, I guess he would consider himself to be like a planner, someone who doesn't really take these huge leaps. And so for him to do that, I mean, it shows a lot of growth on his part. And I think he was saying that he's ready to settle down. He was telling, I think he was having a conversation with Paul where he was like, at some point I can't keep looking for better elsewhere. I have to make it work. I respect that, right? Because, you know, you found someone that you love and that you care about a lot. And so it's just a matter of making it work with that person. So lots of respect. The question is going to be, can they get over the fact that Zach made a mistake? And how will their families react, right? Can they get the families on board? I don't know if they can accomplish either. I'm not sure. This is a tall task for Zach, but I like him. I genuinely like Zach. I genuinely like Bliss. So we'll see how that all works out. Next is Micah and Paul, a relationship that confuses me. A relationship that confuses me a lot. I just don't understand them. I don't understand them. And yeah, but then when I saw that Micah was exactly like Paul's mom, like looked like her, acted, behaved like her, I was like, okay, I guess I kind of see it. But yeah, they're weird. They're a weird couple for me to try and analyze. But I do think it's funny that Irina turned on Micah pretty much and was like, yeah, so I'm attracted to Paul and da 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 da. And Micah's ranting about it to Paul. And Paul's like, well, there was a moment where she was like touching my leg. And I want Paul to tell the whole story. I want Paul to tell the full story. Paul, be serious. Okay, you were talking about how you were struggling to not look at Irina's boobs. I ain't forget. We ain't forget. We didn't forget, Paul. We did not forget. But anywho, Micah learned her lesson. She should have known. Like, Irene was an awful person throughout the process. So why wouldn't she be awful to you? It always gets me when people befriend or align themselves with like really bad people, and then when they get screwed over by that person, they're like, I can't believe she would do this to me. And it's like, she's been doing it to everybody. She's literally done it to everybody. It was only a matter of time before she did it to you too. They seem to have some sort of location conflict. I don't understand what that's about. I'm not gonna lie. So it seems like Paul's place is a little bit small. Um, Micah, I don't know if she lives in Seattle. I think she lives in Seattle, but she also has a place in Arizona for whatever reason. So she's like, we can just move to Arizona. I don't know. I There seems to be a location conflict. I'm not sure like how big of a deal it is in this relationship. But I think the conflict that's much bigger is Shelby, Micah's friend. And just Micah's friend, like the dynamic she has with her friends is weird. It's very weird. Like the way Shelby just felt so comfortable disrespecting Paul like that, I was like, what in the world? I was watching this like I don't understand. She's like, you have to get my approval. Da, 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 da. Obviously, Micah sees something in Paul, enough for her to be like, I want to get engaged to him, sight unseen, right? And so for Shelby to feel so comfortable to be like, I don't like him. I don't like him. And for Micah to just kind of go along with it and tell Paul, like, you should care what she thinks about you. It's like, no, he doesn't need to care about what she thinks about him. What? Especially when she's irrational, especially when she's being rude. Like there needs to be, it's weird. I think she has a weird attachment to like other people's opinions of her, and that's why she can be friends with somebody like Irina. That's why she can be friends with somebody like Shelby. This isn't a one-off thing. This is not a one-off thing. The fact that all of the people Micah surrounds herself with happen to be mean girls, like that's not a coincidence at all. So yeah, and I noticed at the party with Micah flirting it up with Kwame, Paul talking about how beautiful Amber is, both of them have a wandering eye. And I'm really curious as to when each of them is actually going to acknowledge the fact that the other person has a wandering eye. Like I don't think Micah knows that Paul has a wandering eye, but like I'm pretty sure Paul has clocked the fact that Kwame and Micah have these long conversations at every gathering. Every gathering, they have this long drawn out conversation. But anywho, let's actually start talking about Kwame, right? Let's get right into that. Kwame and Chelsea. Kwame just isn't ready to settle down. He's just not ready to settle down. The fact that like the idea of bringing a bringing a child on a trip or having a dog, like the fact that that has him so concerned and so anxious is just like evidence that he just is not ready to settle down. Like he's a bit older, like obviously 33 is not like geriatric age, but like he's at the age where people like expect him to settle down. And I think that's why he's, or one of the reasons why he might be on the show, that and Fame, but I'll explain why. Like I think that he feels the pressure to find somebody, but I don't actually think he wants to be in a relationship. Like truly subconsciously does not desire to be in a relationship, because all the relationship expectations, he's just like, I don't know. And this whole notion of him like compromising so much and giving so much, and like, is that going to be healthy for him 10-15 years down the line? To me, you just don't want to be in a relationship, babes. You don't want to be in a relationship, because I think if you wanted to be in a relationship, you would have prepared in your mind, right? In your mind, prior to this experience, you would have been like, what am I willing to give up? What am I willing to give up? Do I want kids? Like all of this should have been thought out prior to, like, ugh. I'm confused about why he joined Love is Blind for this specific season, because each season, and him and Micah did this, which is weird to me. Each season they're located in a specific city, right? Because that actually gives the relationships a chance of survival. If they do it, and they did it in Dallas, they did it in Atlanta, they did right. So why would you join the Seattle version of the show? If he said it himself, his life is in Portland, his friends are in Portland, he doesn't want to leave Portland, he loves Portland. So like, why would you come on the Seattle show if where you live is so important to you? What? Like, I don't get it, bro. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. And he has another weird long conversation with Micah that borders, I'm not gonna call it infidelity, I'm not gonna go there, but it borders on emotional cheating. It does. It does. It borders on it because the questions that he's asking Micah, the conversation, the just the way in which he's like, like, I care so much for you. I care so much for you. Like, we had such a strong connection. Like, the fact that he keeps on reiterating how strong their connection is, like, to me, I feel like Kwame is trying to gauge where Micah is with Paul so he can see if he can snatch her. That's what he's doing. I don't think he's doing it consciously. I don't. But I think that's kind of like what he's trying to do. He's just trying to gauge where they're at and whether or not he has enough ammo or enough. If there's enough doubt in Micah and Paul's relationship, I think Kwame would jump ship with Chelsea. I do. I really do. The trend that I've seen with Kwame is that he wants the life he cannot have. If he can't have it, then all of a sudden he wants it. If it's too easy, if it's too simple, then it's nothing. It's boring. It's blah, right? And that's with him and Chelsea. It's blah to him, right? And the fact that this is what he should be focusing on. He should be focusing on him and Chelsea. He should be focusing on whether or not he can make a relationship with Chelsea work. And he can. He can. He just doesn't want to. And I just beg. Kwame and Jacquelina, I hope those are the last two people who come on Love is Blind without their parents' permission. Because it is kind of annoying that these people are coming on the show and they know their parents won't support it. Like, they know their parents aren't going to support it prior to. They come on the show anyways because obviously they want fame. That's what that is. They want fame. And they want followers. And then when they call up their parents and they're like, so I did get engaged. Their parents are like, shut up. No, you didn't. I'm not coming to this dumb ass wedding. That's what happens every single time. So please stop it. Like, there's other shows. There's Too Hot to Handle. There's Love Island. There's The Bachelor. There's all these other reality television dating shows you can go on. Where you don't actually, The Bachelor might not be for you, but you get my point. You get my point. Don't come on the show if your parents are gonna scream at you on the phone. So next we have Brett and Tiffany. They are so equally yoked for each other and prepared for partnership, and it's so refreshing to just watch them together. Like, I literally am on the phone and I'm watching it on the phone. I'm just smiling. I'm literally just smiling, watching them interact with each other, because this is love. This is love. And these are two people who are ready to love, ready to give love and ready to receive it from each other. Like, and the fact that it's two Black people, I love it so much. I do. This makes me smile super wide. Like, it makes me smile. I hope this is not too good to be true. I hope this is real. So yeah, they give me optimism. They're so aspirational, and that's the reason why all the couples come to them for advice. Because they are so grounded, so mature, and that's because they're older. Like, a lot of the people on the show are in their later 20s, like mid to late 20s, I think, and some are in their early 30s, but they're in their mid 30s. So they've had like a long time to date and like figure themselves out, and you can see the difference in their dynamic because of it. And last but not least, we have Marshall and Jackie. Guys, let's take a breath. We're taking a breath together, okay? In, out. Because the energy that these two bring to the screen is so toxic and so exhausting that I'm like, we need to take a little meditation break, all of us together. Jackie's not ready. She's not ready. She's not ready for a relationship. The first thing she needs to do is compartmentalize her relationship with her family from her other relationships. She is bringing all the baggage from her family and dumping it on Marshall. And she's so unaware of the fact that she's doing this. Like she's so unaware of this, but she just dumps it onto Marshall, and then she's like, "Oh, thank you, baby," and dips. And Marshall wants to be this woman's knight in shining armor so bad, and he's like, "I'll take anything. I'll take anything." Anything. I can take it, Jackie. I can take anything. Like, Marshall, no. Why can't we have boundaries? Why can't we have boundaries? Oh my God, these people. And the other thing is that she's used to guys. She's used to guys who don't have their ish together. That's what she's used to. She said it before. She's used to like these manly, hyper alpha male, hyper masculine type dudes who don't know how to show affection, who don't know how to take care of their partner, all this stuff. So the contrast with Marshall, she feels like, oh, you're not a real man. You're not a real man because you're not doing what they did. It's like, no, he is a real man. He just has his ish together and likes and enjoys taking care of his partner. You've just never experienced that. And this whole like, she's like, you're not aggressive with me. You don't have to try to have sex with me. Like and Marshall is confused. He's like, I mean, I do all these romantic things for you. I'm kissing up on you, da 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 da. And he makes a good point. He was like, what have you done to seduce me? I said, oop. Cause Jackie, she brings the mood down. She brings the mood down. Like even when she like talks, she's like, oh, my family is, they're just too much for me. My family is too much, and oh, I just need to go away. I'm just gonna sit here. And he's like, what can I do? What can I do? You can just like, oh no, just go. I don't know what you can do. I can't. Like, I can't do this right now. Like, oh my God. And Marshall's like, what? I'll give you your space, okay? I'll give you your space. I can do that for you. I'm like, okay. Like, who's gonna be turned on by that, Jackie? Be serious. Like, who are you turning on with that?
I and everybody else have been really, really critical of Jackie, and rightfully so. She deserves all the critique. But I got some smoke for Marshall because he's not innocent in all of this. Okay, Marshall is attracted to unstable women, and I'm certain if I were to have a conversation with him about his dating history, it would probably reveal that every partner he's dated has acted like or similar to Jackie. Um, he exposed himself to me when he said that Jackie was a project and he saw potential in her. And he did try to like recant the statement, like he tried to like bring it back and then be like, but I'm trying to empower you and turn you into this woman that I know you can be. And the reality is that who she is isn't enough. Who she is isn't enough. And you can find somebody who is enough for you. But I think Marshall needs to figure out why he wants to be with someone who he has to build, someone that he has to create. Does it make him feel good about himself? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it is. But until then, he's gonna be in these relationships where he ends up drained because he's giving, and never receiving. And it's not Jackie's fault. Well, actually, it is sort of her fault because she's too grown to be acting like this. But Jackie doesn't know right now how to reciprocate. She does not have the capabilities, right, or the capacity to reciprocate. She hasn't even told him that she loves him yet. Like, Jackie's not ready. She has a lot of work to do. But I also think Marshall has a lot of work to do as well because why do you want Jackie? Why? Why? Then there's this weird, so Josh comes back. It was Chelsea's birthday. So they have the Love is Blind get together, all the people come back, and Josh is like intentionally stirring the pot. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Marshall, it got to him, right? Obviously, him and Jackie are having this conflict, and Josh is clearly causing chaos like on purpose. Like he's clearly trying to push buttons and see if he can like get to Jackie. And I think that like when Jackie walks in, she looks amazing in this like I don't know if it was like a jumpsuit or dress. And Marshall is immediately like, hey, like I can cover you up. Like give me like here put wear my jacket. And it's all because Josh is there. Like he's doing that because Josh is there. And I'm just like Marshall, like know that you need to know that you're that guy. You need to know that you're that guy, regardless if y'all are arguing. You need to know that you're that guy. And I don't think Marshall does. I don't think he does. And I honestly feel like, and I'm starting to get to the bottom of this as I talk about it, I think that the reason why Marshall wants somebody that he can build is because internally he feels a little inadequate. That's got to be what it is. He feels a little inadequate. That's why he doesn't go for someone who is equally yoked to him, because it's funny, and I'm tying this back to the first part of Love Is Blind season 4, when he talks about how he's the reason why Brett and Tiffany got together, and he was talking about how he had a conversation with Tiffany, and he was like, this is a great woman, but she's too old, or something of that sort. It was along the lines of like, she's too old, she's too mature. That's actually who you should have been pursuing this entire time. I'm not saying that Marshall and Tiffany should have been together. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying somebody like Tiffany, somebody who is ready for a relationship. Instead, he picked somebody who isn't ready. Um, yeah. And so, like, the Josh thing, I don't think that's really going to turn into anything. I'm sure Jackie will entertain it because I think that's just I just get the energy that she probably will entertain it and it'll cause some chaos or whatever. But I don't actually see Josh as a threat. He's very clownish. He's very clownish in the way he behaves, and nobody respects him. So yeah, there's that. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much part 2 of season 4. So if you enjoyed this recap, go watch the first one if you haven't already. Okay, and like, subscribe for more because I got more coming for y'all. Anywho, that's it. Thank you for watching. Peace.